Okay, so future self. This has been something that I have been working on forever. I believe that we all have. But the thing about this is you've got to have a clear vision of that future self. And what I wrote about in the in the email to you guys and setting the behavioral objectives. So I just had to get my mind around that. So what I wrote in the email to you is critical. And it's like, it's a lifestyle. It is a habit building system. And we cannot take that lightly, because over the years, when I have gone in and out of good food or bad food, or working out or not working out, or focusing on different areas of my business or not focusing on areas of my business, it's all because of life and the tornadoes that I've had to walk through. And I got kind of lazy, lackadaisical with those things. So this is so key, because you have to have a vision that you see of yourself in the future that pulls you forward, that you are going to pour into every day, no matter what the circumstances. And that is harder. It is easier said than done, because when kids, when you have children, when you have, let's just stop there. When you have children, you have other people you have to take care of. Sometimes if things are going, maybe you have to pour more energy into your family at a certain point in time, so you feel like you have to put you on the back burner. And that is a common thing for everybody. It is common for even the most wealthy people on the planet, the most fit people on the planet. So this is why having a process to follow and having a vision of who you want to be, to become that person, have the process to become that person, is what you have to pour yourself into. You've got to create a crystal clear who you want to be and what you're going to do to get there. And it has to start small. Okay? So, I'm going to bring kind of a awareness to my book. So I studied nutrition science. None of this was new to me. I was an athlete growing up. I played sports, but we did not eat good. So one of the things that I realized was that, and when I finally started meditating, that, oh my God, my family, my mother showed us love through buying us things like oatmeal cream pies and a bunch of chips and foods that were awful for us, so that we would have yummy foods, when our friends came over in the summertime, because we had a pool. So she wanted us to be able to just have food, and that was her way of showing us love. And so once that hit me, it was a download one day, I believe after a meditation. It just downloaded into my brain like, oh my God, that's how you were shown love. So that's how you've been showing love to yourself. You've got to find a new way to show love to yourself with the foods. And so this was nothing new to me. I grew up in fitness, but the food was something I really had to get a handle on. And then when I just didn't like my body. And I write about that in my book. I just did not like my body. I was high and I was low, and I had fat clothes and I had skinny clothes. And I just had no real process that I was following. And it wasn't that I didn't know what to do. I knew what to do. I just was making myself do it, was the thing. So I had a breakdown in my closet. And that was the day where I committed to myself one thing. This was where that one thing happened for me. I was like, I am the only one that can make a change. So I am the only one who can decide to show up to the workouts. That was it. And it wasn't about food at that point in time. It wasn't about, and so that right there, that decision, that moment of truth, I made a decision. That was the moment where I decided, I left my closet that day saying, okay, no matter what, I am going to work out. And you guys, this was back in 2008. And I have stayed with this. Now, there are times when I will go like 3 days at a time, max, without doing any movement. That's not movement, you know what I mean? Like, I move. But to me, okay, let me get to, so I teach classes. I don't consider that movement for me. That's my work. I'm walking around, I'm helping people. That's not my movement. My movement is me focusing on a 45 to 60 minute workout for me, not for anybody else. It's for me. So, for example, I will go, my workouts for me are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the Figure Fit workouts. In the off days, I'll do yoga. So Tuesdays, actually, I'll do yoga. I do 2 classes tonight, and so that's easy for me to get the yoga in. Thursdays, I don't teach at all, so Thursday's an off day for me. What I'll do that day is I'll either walk. It's rare that I do yoga because I teach it all the time. Or I might go into my basement and do some squats or do some abs. It's an off day for Figure Fit workouts. So if I'm going to do weightlifting, I do weightlifting oftentimes in my off days. If I'm going to do weightlifting, I'm going to go and look at my body in the mirror and say, what do I want to do? What needs work? If I want more abs, then I'm going to go do some abs. I'm going to do 3 to 4 sets of really strong abs. Something that's going to make me hurt in 2 days. Okay. So, but if I go a couple of days without working out, here's my commitment. It's like once you make that commitment to yourself, you then start feeling bad when you don't do it. So that's okay. That bad feeling when you haven't done something that you've promised yourself you're going to do, that bad feeling is your kick in the butt to get back in it. It's not your moment or your opportunity to start berating yourself and to start talking negative about yourself and to completely fall off the wagon. That's not what that emotion is there for. That emotion is there because it's there to tell you, look, you made a promise to yourself and it's time to just go do it. Because the moment you just go do it, even if you're not feeling like it, you just got to go for like 15 minutes and go do a workout. Because I promise you, after that 15 minutes, you're going to feel so much better and you're going to be so grateful that you just moved for 15 minutes. And most of the time, you do more than 15 minutes. But I don't want you to even think about that. Because if you're off and you haven't been working out, I just want you to go do it. Even if it's 5 minutes, even if that is all you can muster up. Go commit. Okay? So for me, and you guys, for you, I believe that your choice needs to be around movement, not food right now. I believe that you need to focus on getting a solid, consistent workout program going. And that is why I created the Figure Fit workouts, because they were easy to commit to. And in the off days, just do something. Do anything. But if you do the 3 Figure Fit workouts every week and you commit to them, you commit to the process of what they're doing for your body, you've got a whole personal training plan right there. All you got to do is show up and do it. And if you do 1 time through, you showed up. Next week, maybe you'll do 2. Maybe you'll do 4. But in the beginning, just show up consistently and begin to make it a habit for yourself, okay? Now, the future self, what I sent you in the email, is make a decision. Make a decision and stick with it, okay? Make that decision. Now, what I really want to talk to you about is seeing that future self in a vision and beginning to pour your own self-love into that vision. So it's really hard to talk about this module without bringing up module 8, the self-love, the free bonus module that you're going to get later on. That's going to have some other tools, but you're here. Oh my God, this was a recent download for me, which I loved, and actually happened this morning, and actually over the last couple of days, but this morning, I woke up at 4:30, and there are people I admire, and I watch them, and I look at what they do, and I emulate them in as many ways that I possibly can, and I have, in the past, let's just be real, I've looked at people and been like jealous of what they have, or I've said things like, oh, it's easy for them. And over the years, I really started to recognize that when I'm jealous of something, it's because I want it. And when I am maybe judging somebody else, I'm arguing for my own limitations, and I'm playing the victim in those moments when I'm saying, oh, it's easy for them because they have more money, or it's easier for them because they don't have a child, or it's easy for them because, you know, like, it's just an excuse I'm telling myself to make myself feel better. And over the years, what I really found is that I have to love where they are. I get to look at them. And so in the Bible, it says, I am that I am. And Wayne Dyer, this was an epiphany for him that he taught on for quite a while before he passed away. Is, I am that I am. So when I realized that, I was like, oh my God, yes. When you see something in somebody else that you love, instead of like attacking it, you get to go, oh my God, I'm seeing a recognition of myself in another. That's what I want. And the moment you fully embrace that and you start moving towards that, believing that that is you, that you get to have those things as well as that person, that's when you start moving towards your destiny that you want. But the moment you doubt, that is you sinning against you. Okay, does that make sense? So the moment I throw doubt on my trail, instead of fully believing that I am that, I am. The moment I go, yeah, but, or justify my want, or doubt it, or am sad that it's not here yet, I am really just throwing resistance on my own trail, and it's up to me to clear it. I am the only one that can clear it. So for this happened like years and years ago. Back in 2013, I decided not to date anymore. I decided to do a full year and learn, and because like I had my spirit say to me, I am you. You need to love yourself. And I was like, but I thought I was. But I wasn't. I was giving my power away to romantic relationships to make me happy, to mainly that, and to my work to make me happy. And it wasn't the way. It wasn't the way. So what I realized is that I got to cut that off. I got to turn to me, and I got to figure out what makes me happy. What do I love? What is really, am I loving myself? What am I doing that's not loving myself? And this has been years, you guys. It's been almost 5 years of this journey. I hate to say that. Has it really been that long? Because it's so big on my heart, and I haven't taught this yet. Not really. So yeah, that was like the end of 2013. 13 to 14 to 15 to 16 to 17. So 4 years, yeah, I've been really playing with this self-love thing. And, you know, the universe I think it's just going to always be a thing for us, is that where are you giving your power away? So this morning at 4:30 a.m., I woke up and I started to think about one of my friends that I totally admire. And now I'm to a place where I'm like, when that happens, I'm like, okay, what is it that I'm admiring right now? What is it that I'm loving about them right now? And my spirit like came in and it said, this is what you have to do with you. Where are you loving you? Where are you loving you? How do you love your own words you speak? Do you love the actions you take every day? Are you happy with the behavior that you lived at the end of the day? So this is just coming to me. At the end of the day, I have a process. I have like 4 things that I ask myself, and then I go through. I will post those on this video. But it's like, what is it? What are you grateful for today? What are you What do you forgive yourself for today? What do you commit yourself to? And so then it's also, there's a couple other ones I forget. But the moment I really started doing these and I sat with those questions and I would close my eyes and I could just list, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for my studio. I'm grateful for that conversation I had with that person. I'm grateful for the phone call. I'm grateful for the feeling that I have about, my team and the people who are helping me with this business. And then when I went into, what do you forgive yourself for? Man, list only 5. I'm going to tell you, break it off. Break it off at 5, because you can get into a really negative thing. In the beginning, I listed like 10 or 12, and then I heard my spirit say, okay, that's enough. You don't need to keep going. You don't need to just beat down yourself because of all the things that you could beat yourself up for. So it was like, list 5 to 10, be done with it, and then go straight into, okay, this is what I commit to do. This is what I'm going to commit. I'm going to commit to meditating every day. I'm going to commit to visualizing every day and seeing myself as the me I want to be. And just knowing that as I do those 2 things, my spirit is going to keep talking to me. I'm going to raise my vibration. I'm going to keep aligning with people who are like that energy, or in the energy of where I don't want to be. So you've got to see yourself in that future vision. Did you catch that? Because that was the key. That was the key right there. It's all about your energy. It is all about your beliefs. It is all about the place you see yourself and you hold yourself. So if you do not see yourself as a fit person, as a wealthy person, as somebody who deserves love, you won't receive them. You're holding yourself away from your desire. And so you've got to release the doubt and focus on what you want. See yourself actually having it and move in the direction towards it. And that is your process. And that is our work. And the more we do this, the easier it gets. And then eventually that vision that you have, boom, you realize it's yours. It's happened. It's here now. And we're always in evolutionary growth. We're always learning. We're always growing. So the biggest thing that you can do is to have a vision of yourself that you hold, that you want to be, that you're striving towards, that you show up as every day. And soon it just starts to click, okay? So in the beginning, I wasn't fit. I would look at the fitness models on the magazines and I would say, I want that. What do I have to do to get there? I got to work out, okay? And then I worked out and I made that a habit. And then it was food. I was like, okay, I clearly do not have this food thing right. And this was back in, 2008 to 2012, it was workout. And it was really workout, eat like crap, work out more, eat like crap. And it was this roller coaster thing. And then I was like, oh my God, this roller coaster thing has got to end. And then I was like, okay, this food thing now. I nailed the workout thing. I got to nail this food thing now. So I started to the first thing I did was a sugar detox. The second thing I did was fix my gut. And I was like, okay, now that I know what I can't have with the sugars, and now that I know what's bad for my gut, I'm going to build a fitness nutrition program around what I can have. And that's when I went paleo. That decision is set in stone. I am paleo. And yes, I will have things every now and then that are not paleo, and sometimes more than I want to. But that is my go-to. That is who I am. That is my nutrition. That is what I eat. I eat real foods. And I try to minimize to the best of my ability, which is good. I can do this. The foods that are processed, If you have, like, for example, my thing was I loved Doritos. I still love Doritos. I can't buy them. I just can't. If I have them here, they're in my mouth. So I found a replacement. A healthy replacement of what I can have. And all it is satisfying that urge. I talked about that at the beginning. You love yourself. If your parents taught you love through food, you do that. So you got to figure out a way to love yourself through the foods that are good for you. So it's not about eliminating, you guys, ever. It's about replacing. Replace. Okay? So then I nailed the food. And then I was like, all right, let's get shredded. And actually what happened is my body I'd been doing these workouts consistently for years. And then once I got my food down, boom, the body was there. So that future self became a reality because I kept moving in the direction of my goal. Like I didn't even know, but all of a sudden I'm flying to Canada to shoot with one of the best photographers in the industry. And it was just like this dream come true. And I was like, oh my God, it's here. It's here. It's like, it's really happening. I could be on the cover of a fitness magazine. And it was just like, oh my God, that is so cool. So set the vision of who you want to be. Do what they do. Do what they do. Think the way they think. Eat the foods that they eat. Go to the places they go. Surround yourself with them and connect, lock arms so powerfully with these people who are doing what you need to be doing, because you know what? If you have a tribe around you that isn't eating the way you want to be eating, that isn't talking the way you want to be talking, isn't doing the things you want to be doing, you're going to have to pay for it. And that's what you did here. You know, like for me, it's hard to find other entrepreneurs that are in this town that I can connect with really. And maybe that's even a story I'm telling myself, because I've actually met some that are pretty cool. So I have to surround myself with other people who get it. And so mastermind partners are really critical for me. But sometimes masterminds you got to pay for unless you create one yourself. And so this is really it, you guys. It's all about really having that vision of who you want to be. And you have to set that. You've got to set the vision and you've got to make the commitment. Right now, it just starts with something small. And like I said earlier, I would start, if I was you, with getting these workouts down. Really just watch the videos to the Figure Fit workouts, show up for them, because these are personal training. I am your personal trainer. You got to just show up, watch the videos in week 1, go and do the video. If you have your phone there, watch the video there. If you have a laptop, open it up, watch the video and do it right then and there. Just do it back to back to back to back to back. If you do it one time through, you did it. Give yourself a pat on the back. That's something you get to be grateful for at the end of the day. Next week, when you come back to workout 1 again, do 2 rounds. Do it. Just show up, show up, show up. Make these non-negotiable appointments for yourself and show up for the 3. Don't change the days. Make a commitment. If you're a morning person, if you're not, I wouldn't try to make yourself. But if you can just show up for the same day every time, do it. For me, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5:30 p.m. Now, if like it's a holiday, like the Christmas and New Year's Day were on Monday this year, and my tribe missed the Mondays because I didn't have it at the studio, so they did it on their own. Most of them have access to this online program, and they did it. But I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to show up for myself anyways, even on that day, especially on that day. So we'll get into that more about how to partition our carbs and our foods later on. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that this really resonated with you. I hope that you take away some amazing nuggets and that this really, really helps you. And you just take a moment, fill out a piece of paper of, this is who I am. This is who I want to be. This is what I want to be. And what am I going to do to get me there? And just have that vision, hold that vision, and keep moving towards it. All right. Now, the form that I gave you on the download is all about setting behavioral objectives. Now, for me back in the day, it was all about, I had the process, so I knew what I was doing, but I would go to my brothers, for example, in Indianapolis, and they don't eat good. They don't eat healthy. They're not paleo. They would have all the old foods that I used to eat when I was little, like boxed cake with the canned Betty Crocker icing. And like, now I won't touch it. I won't eat it. I've associated that with that it is absolutely bad for me. So I won't even touch it. Because I know. Like, you know if it's homemade. You know if it's real. You know if it's not. And so what I had to do is that. I had to fill out this sheet, Here's what I will do when. And when I saw the cake, I tell myself the story. That's got high fructose corn syrup in it. That's got hardened oils in it. That's what's going to make my thighs fat. That's what's going to ruin all my hard work. And when you associate something like all of that with that, you're not going to eat it. You're going to end up despising that thing. Who cares if you once liked it? You're going to know that there's a replacement out there that you get to have that's actually okay for you to eat. But that stuff, because of my childhood programming and because it was a way that was shown love to me when I was smaller, I would eat it and no questions asked. You know, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to love on myself. And it may sound funny and it may be weird, but it really makes so much sense to me. And I just had to, once I got the awareness around, oh, it's really about replacing. And if I really want that thing, then I'll make it on my own. If I really want that sweet treat, then I'm going to make it on my own and I'll take it to the party. And so also the things that I had to do were work out beforehand. Work out before I went there. For a long time, I took my own food everywhere I went. I did. I took a cooler once on a trip and I got made fun of so bad, but I didn't care. I just knew where I was going that they would not have the foods that I wanted to be eating. That's so funny. I totally forgot about that until just now. And they were like, oh, you know, like you don't have to, you know, have that or you're really gonna, I don't even remember some of their judgment, but I don't care. I didn't care. I got judged. I didn't care. I knew what I was doing. I was on a mission. And guess what? Now when I go places, I just don't eat what is not good for me. I just don't eat it. And if I am going to eat it, I make the decision not to gorge on it and not to have a bunch of stuff or not to beat myself up about it. But honestly, what happened after that is like those people, they switched what they ate because they were like, holy shit, she's not going to eat anything that we eat here. Are we eating bad? So, and that wasn't my intention because it was family, but at the same time, they made adjustments. And I had the foods that were real foods when I was there. So, you guys, it's all about filling out that sheet. And you know what? You can fill that sheet out for things like alcohol, for food, for when you don't work out. What is tripping you up? What are you doing? What's getting in your way? You can fill it out for money. You can fill it out for procrastination. You can fill it out for relationships. That form can help you with so many things, all right? When you go into bed at night, I don't care how tired you are, take 5 minutes, just 5. And if it's only 2, that's fine. Run through these questions. Put it as a reminder in your phone. What am I grateful for today? What do I forgive myself for? What do I commit that I'm willing to do for me? Put it in your phone. All right, guys, so much love to you. Mwah! Have a great day. Bye.